A lot of good talk, but a lot of good.
Things happen. The learning experience.
Right. Boom. So we're back. Huh? We're back with maybe some audio fuck up, but see, I told you it was an illusion.
These things happen.
It looks like I know what the fuck I'm doing, but I have no idea. So it happens. It happens. All right. So this 28 days, 28 to 35 days, because it gets pulled out different times. Mm-hmm. Prime, USDA prime, it's 40-ounce steak, tomahawk, right?
Woo!
You got to cook it, like, you see it doesn't shrink up that much from what we do.
Yeah.
Like, you got to see our secret seasoning that we do too as well. And just like pepper.
The secret seasoning, just a little bit of pepper.
Yeah.
Dude, this looks so good.
It's good?
I don't know, why are we, I was like, why?
Well, it's super hot right now, or I would say like go for it. But I mean, we are one of those places too, so it is kind of harder to cut. So this is for camera because Jose wanted to show it off. So there's a couple different ways that you can cut it. You know, also too for people. So you can come in and you would go and cut this off right here, and then you can set this off to the side. But then you don't get the picture of everything else. So I just fucked that up because I know you wanted to get a picture of it.
It's fine. We got
So we can cook another one too as well.
No,
But
it's fine.
there's also too, there's just like this little like fat kind of area too as well. So you can cut that off.
Okay. I love the fat on my steak.
Yeah, so you can cut that off.
Yeah.
Right? So you get to see like, oh, okay, cool. Like this is all now the steak. This is all now the fat.
Okay.
But what I like to do too, how you say you like it, I'll actually cut this off to the side and I'll cut some off of it and then put it in with the steak and go from there.
Right.
So we had cooked this medium, right? You like it medium? All right. So this too is the spinalis. This is the rib cap, like the spinalis. This is going to be, if you ever just cut into this part, right? Oh man, it looks good. When you cut into this, it's going to be darker than it would towards the middle of the steak.
Right.
So like, look at that one. You can see how much like it is darker. Have me your fork right over there.
Oh, wait, here you go. You can have that one.
So, and then if you were to cut, like when you look at the temperature of the steak, is you want to cut through to the middle of the steak and be able to see where it's at. So
yeah,
you can see the difference.
That.
Woo! You guys see it over there, and then this right here. So you see the difference. It's red right here, right? And then if you look at this right here, it looks overcooked, but it's not. This is where all the dry aging is too. So it's gonna be darker.
Got it.
It's gonna be darker. So that's just kind of where we're at with that, you know. So
like, where do we?
So I'll get another fork and everything else too. But I'll give you.
I'll get off of this.
I'll give you this part.
Yeah.
So that way you get that spinalis part. Can we get another whatever this is, a knife? So yeah, so that's the steak.
All right, what should my first bite be?
I would probably go for that
This
one that I cut off. Just so, and the thing that I like about our steaks is that they're always hot. See, the closed eye bite is always the best bite.
That is like melting in my mouth.
Yeah. And the thing that's different about ours is so we cook it on cast iron, so our like sear is going to be a lot crunchier in texture than a lot of other places.
I'm going to need a moment alone with my steak for a second. I'm just kidding, but no, this is really good.
Super hot. I'm like...
Can I steal one of these knives?
Yes, sorry.
No, it's okay. Wow.
Yeah, I have I don't know what it is, but my mouth, temperature-wise, I can't eat anything super hot.
I can. It's so funny. I'm like the first to eat. If it's burning my mouth a little bit, I'm totally okay with it. No, but I eat with people that are like, no, this needs to be cooled down.
I'll let
like
my coffee sit for
lets it wait. Yeah. I'm like, what? What do you mean? It can't sit at the table for like 30 seconds. You need to like dive right in. But as you know, as like foodies, when you go out and you take pictures and stuff, normally the food is, you have to take all the photos first, then it gets cold. So I'm like I'm thoroughly enjoying this moment when it's like fresh and hot. Because I don't take any photos right now, so I'm just going to dive in and eat it, you know?
Yeah, we were talking about that. One of the hardest things to do is to be able to go and do this thing. We take all the pictures, then we have to eat it afterwards. Then it does get kind of like problematic too, you know, like. But
the flavor on this steak is so delicious, and it really does just melt in your mouth.
Yeah. So because it's on cast iron, so all this, like, we do butter too as well. So we start with clarified butter. We do all that because The flash point is higher than if we use just regular butter to start with. It'll brown and turn like weird and get super black. But we'll start with all that, then we'll finish with the butter so that you still get that nice, like, kind of sweet, fatty kind of taste to it. But we don't throw in any of the herbs. We don't throw like those things.
Because
like,
you don't need it.
Yeah,
This has so much flavor.
the time has already been taken with the meat. We don't need to mess around with it any more than it already is, because I want it to taste like steak. I don't want it to be where, and this is my biggest thing with like charbroiled steak. And not that it's like one's better than the other, but for me, I'd rather have it like this than to have it to where it feels like I was at my house barbecue, you know, and they just laid on the steak on the char hard. And I'm just not a big fan of that at all.
Where did your love for steak come to play? Like, when did you start falling in love with steaks and getting to know about them in detail?
I was like 18.
18?
18. Yeah. I
Was it like a
18 years
family
old.
thing, or?
It was just one of those things to where, like, we had gone out a couple times, but it wasn't until like I started like spending my own money and doing my own thing, and like taking out dates and doing this and like, let's go to Ruth Chris or let's go here.
Right.
Then going like, oh shit, because mine like always been like medium well to well done or whatever too. Is like, because there was that's just how my family ordered it, and then I like medium rare, medium, all these other things started kind of coming into play, and I just saw that there was more out there at that time. Yeah.
Dude.
And then everybody did it differently, and everybody did it wrong, in my eyes, you know. So, but we have the other burger coming in too.
I'm like, oh, there's so much good food. That means we have to say goodbye to the steak for now? Dang it. Just for right now. Okay. Oh my god, they're so good.
Do this. Let's push this out of the way. Sorry. All right.
Holy crap.
So this is that super fancy burger.
First of all, I'm always a person like the more cheese the better, and the fact that the cheese is running away from the burger right now, it's a good sign.
Yeah,
you know?
we didn't fuck around with this at all. And this took, we always talk about it, nobody really believes it, but it did take about 6 months, a lot of fuck ups, a lot of running around to really like kind of nail it, you know, and really get it, you know. So we take a lot of time in trying to making it all happen, you know. So, so we'll take this. This is our little show that we have going on, our burger experience. You know, like that. Perfect.
Fire!
So you get the nice blue flame. It starts pouring everything off. Yeah, and then we're right here.
Oh my gosh. It's so cool.
Dinner and a show.
Holy moly. Because I've seen this online, but seeing it in person is so cool.
Thereafter. Thank you very much.
Enjoy, guys.
Thank you.
you.
So we have the Bordelaise sauce, you know, that Jose makes, and it takes how long? It takes 2 days, right?
2 days.
2 days to get the flavor where we like it, start concentrating it out, and start reducing it down, and then so we can. Let me get it. Can I get another plate too? Yeah. So and then we have the morning sauce. Yeah, you can dive right into it.
Okay. I don't want to put my hands on your food.
No, I don't care.
Can I?
I don't care at all. Let's throw that over there.
That smells freaking amazing.
Right.
Oopsie. All right.
So we have that. So you can see, not soggy.
At all. At all. It's so funny that everybody's been trolling you about that, you know?
I mean, people just want to say shit just for the sake of saying shit, you know?
Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it.
This thing.
It's good, right? So we do 3 patties on this, you know?
Oh my God,
Yeah, I would just dive
I'm so
into
excited.
it.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. All right. I'm going to go this way.
There's no right or wrong way.
I told you I'm a messy eater.
No, that's all right. It's a messy burger, so I'll dive in right into it.
What is that flavor I'm tasting from the fire sauce? What sauce is that? I call it fire sauce.
It's a veal Bordelaise, so we do veal stock. It's just really rich. It's like a demi, you know. It's one of the main sauces. One of the like foundation mother sauces, right?
Old school French.
Old school French.
Woo!
But the fun thing about, or the nice thing about it too, is like you don't get any booze off of that.
No.
At all.
Yeah.
At all. The bread's still chewy. It's not like soggy like people would say, where it'd be wet and kind of like mushy. Like it's not none of that. Like, you know, then like you scoop it and it, like get as dirty as you want to get into it. But
I can confirm, bread's not soggy.
Bread is not soggy at all. Yeah, and like so this stuff, like I just want to like you could bathe in it.
Right.
But no, there's zero booze. You don't get all that, but the flavors meld so well together. Like you could see like how it, for all that to happen and everything that we add, and then put this on that, and for it to not be like, oh, I taste the alcohol, I taste this. That's what we really want people to have to understand, is that a lot of thought went into this, and it wasn't just like a freaking fly-by-night type thing, you know?
Right.
Because you can taste it, and like, there's been other burgers where they've done like gravy or they poured stuff on it before, and like, we're definitely not the only people to ever like think of this style of a concept of burger.
But like you were saying, it takes time to get it accurate because it could go horribly wrong and it could be like a cool effect, but then the food could taste horrible and you don't get these rich, delicious flavors that we're tasting.
And none of the food ever tasted horrible when we did it, but once we poured the alcohol on it, it was one of those things that's like, this isn't going to work. Because I wanted to do like a old-fashioned style thing where like, so it could be more of a show, but then I was just over fucking thinking things. And obviously it was the last bottle I got, but we were like running around, I was like, I completely forgot about this bottle.
What bottle?
So we bought it. We're still keeping that under wraps.
Oh,
but
it's a secret.
It is a secret.
But there was one particular bottle that you're like, let me try this.
I was like, oh, I like, and I immediately was like, this is it. We don't need to do this any more than this. This is what it's going to be. Try it, was like, and just nailed it. You know?
Wow.
And then we use that same type of liquor on other things, and it doesn't work.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's one of the things. Like, you have to keep finding out what's going to work and what's going to not just like rely on the fact that this is going to happen. This is going to be good, you know. So, but this wasn't overly chaotic. Like this could have easily been on the show, like and not had any problems.
Yeah, I know. I was so upset that they wouldn't let us have that, but. You know, in the studios, they're like, fire, no. We just bought this new set. If anything goes wrong, it's not going to be okay. But this, I mean, you know, but it's all good because now I get to come here and try it. So, and I'm all happy
in the area. It's a lot darker here. You get to see the blue flame. Like, there's a lot more into it, you know.
Wow. So how long did it, again, how long until you found, like, the perfect recipe to make it all come together perfectly?
6 months.
6 months.
I want to say 6 months.
You
I
put
think
in
we
some
started,
work. Yeah.
Maybe even longer than that. I think we started, August? September? We're like, this is what we want to do. We've gone to a couple different places. We tried everything. And we're like, fuck these guys. We can do this better. You know? And us being in the city of Downey, you know, it's one of those things that we have to make. We have to make food fun and entertaining in order to come to Downey because we're not in downtown LA.
Right.
You know? So to be able to pull people from like those areas and stay busy, we need to be able to have food that like it's picture worthy and video worthy and everything, but it also tastes really good.
Right.
You know, and the proof is in the pudding now. You know, so like you've tasted it now and everything else, and like
it's so delicious.
I'll put this against any other gourmet burger. You know, with this has to be one of the best burgers out there.
It's honestly so delicious. And again, this too, I keep saying that term, melts in your mouth, but it really does. When you take a bite, you're like, you don't even know what's going on. Your taste buds are like, what are you tasting? Because there's so many different flavors that are all coming together. And it's so delightful. Like,
yeah, you got a nice, like, meaty quality to it. You know, it's sweet also too at the same time. And then the cheese that we have, so it's kind of like a Mornay style sauce that we do.
And like we were saying, you know, as far as like longevity goes, like your restaurant wouldn't be as successful as it is if the food wasn't delicious. Like, yes, you're doing these things that are interactive and make it more of an experience, but people would not come back if the food wasn't delicious. So like that's a double whammy, right? Like the people that come in that are excited about how the food comes out and all the cool tricks and everything, they're coming back because they're like, damn, that was a good burger. Right. Damn, that was a good steak. Like, you're not just getting a big, huge steak. You're getting something that tastes delicious and of good quality.
Exactly. Well, like when we kind of like, okay, we kind of nailed it. Jose and I sat at that table over there on a, Wednesday night or something. full restaurant, sat down. We told them bring the burger out. So we go sit down and everything else, and they go and they poured it, not how I would pour it and everything. So we wanted to kind of see what was going on. And then we just talked shit about the burger like the whole time. Like, I didn't like this, I don't like that. What if we did this? I don't like the plate. The plate's this. Like, so we really like kind of customized it and sat down. I think that's what a lot of people, a lot of like restaurant style, are missing, or a lot of restaurant people are missing, is where they're not coming in and sitting down at their restaurant, having the music play that they would normally be playing. Find the lighting, find everything else, sit down, order it without any expectations. And really see, like, hey, does it live up to what we want to accomplish? That's the biggest thing. And I think a lot of people fall short is because they're just trying to make something that's pretty.
Right.
That's great. It might look pretty. It might look pretty in the fucking lights back there. But when you walk out to the table and you set it down, it might not look as good to the consumer, to the customer. You take a picture with your flash.
Right.
Everybody's like, and washes it out. I mean, that's on them. Some people obviously take pictures better than others, but it's still one of those things where, like, you want to still give the guest a good experience, So this thing, videotaping this thing at night, like it's all dark and it's blue flame, like people get excited about it.
Right. Yeah.
So same thing with the smoked burger, the Doc Holly that we do, and then we have the other Big Mig, which you guys do.
Dude, when I tried that, which one? The one with the pork belly rib.
Well, that was the Doc Holiday one. That was the one that we smoked. Yeah.
Woo! Woo! That was so good.
And a lot of people mess up pork belly.
Yeah.
A lot of it, where it's overly cooked. It's, but it should be tender. It should still fall apart. But we really kind of worked at things and honed them down so that we had to travel and do that. It's not like we had to go cook it in our own restaurant. We had to go make it over there and time it wise and do everything else.
I see.
For it to still stay good on set, like you said.
Right. No, I didn't even think about that. That's right.
And that was one of our biggest things. It was like, hey, when are you cooking? When you do this? Because we didn't want it to taste like shit over there too.
No, it was fresh and it was still hot too when we had tried it. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
So you guys have your staples, obviously. Is there anything that you guys are working on, like something new, or you're like, look, we need to just keep things as they are right now?
We've been toying with the idea of creating a brunch item.
That's right.
Brunch items. So we're doing that. So that's kind of like where a little bit of our focus is. We also have a couple other concepts that are opening up too right now. So we have like the paper. I'll say it right now. It's called Paper Custom Fired Pizza. We haven't talked about it yet.
Paper Custom Fired Pizza.
Yeah. So it's paper thin.
Okay.
So the logo is a paper plane. You have a shirt on? You have a shirt or a hat? No.
Dang it.
So it looks like a paper plane, but a pizza.
Okay. It's that thin?
No. I was saying just the logo.
Okay. Okay.
But
I was like,
it is very.
It's a thin pizza.
It's very thin, thin style pizza. So think of Blaze or like Mod Pizza style stuff. Okay. But where we actually make all of our food, instead of like ordering it out. And nothing. That's like I eat at Subway too. Like it is what it is. But like when we want to do something, we look at it just like this. Okay, this has kind of been done before. How do we tweak it, change it to be able to make sure that it stays us?
Right.
And how can we make it a little bit better? So that's the same thing like with the pizza concept too. It's like, okay, what can we do? Do we make the dough in-house? Do we get like everybody else just buys like pre-manufactured dough basically and adds water and it looks like they're doing stuff, but they're not. Where we make our own meatballs and make our sausage and make the chicken and do all that stuff now where it becomes pre-cooked and it's warmed.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different things that we're going to do with the pizza place. Excuse me. So hopefully it works out.
You said Pizza Place?
Yeah, it's a pizza.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
When you were talking, I thought you were talking about a pizza item on the menu. You're talking about a pizza.
Yeah, we're opening up a pizza concept. Yeah.
Oh snap! You can't be stopped.
Just dropped today. I haven't talked about it at all.
Holy crap! That's so exciting.
I kind of fucked it up. Whatever. We're gonna run with it.
You heard it first here, exclusive.
Right. Yeah, so
that's so exciting.
Yes,
this is like your video. You can post it if you want to post it,
Cut
that out. They're just going to cut that out. No, but it's really exciting.
Yeah. So it ties into kind of just what we do and bringing things together and having fun with food and
holy crap.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So that should probably be the next like 2 to 3 months. We have another concept that I still can't talk about, and then we have the Fullerton location where we're going to be doing a couple of new things too. As well.
I can't believe you're doing all of this around the holidays. It's like Christmas.
It's not the smartest thing. It's not the smartest
Christmas
thing.
is like next month, and you're like opening up new businesses, coming up with new concepts.
Well, we're trying to figure out. I mean, there's no good time.
Yeah, that's
really
true.
No good time.
That's very true.
The nice thing about it too, is like the time about like opening up things for this thing, like especially for this, when at this time, it's not good because everybody already has like where they want to go for their parties. They don't want to usually try something that they haven't seen before. So that's where it can kind of get problematic. But for the pizza place, when we start opening up that, we'll be right around Super Bowl and everything else too. And so we should be able to go pretty well into it as well. So yeah, so that should be fun and exciting. And then with Fullerton opening up and sometime in the hopefully the next like month and a half or so, and doing all the changes and making it look more like what we do, I'm hoping that it should be pretty fun. We'll see.
That's so exciting. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you. I mean, it's fun, exciting. It's still scary because we're still trying to figure out, because it is a college scene. Like, I used to go there. And, like, I don't go there now because it was a college town.
Right.
You know, like, and I don't want to be around, like, college people. Like, you know? Like, I don't, you know?
Yeah.
But I think going over there, we can kind of change and kind of mess up some stuff and definitely disrupt a lot of like, the demographic and clientele over there in going like, oh, okay, like same thing we did here. There was not a drinking culture in Downey ever. It was like bucket of beer type thing, and that was it. So we created like the drinking culture of, oh, you can have an old fashioned, you can have 2-3 cocktails and be done. Not have 8 to 10 beers and while out after a Patron shot. You know, so like we definitely created that kind of that landscape out here. So now going over there, it's going to be like, hey, you can still have fun, but like this is a way to kind of calm it down a little bit and kind of respect it and do everything else. And hopefully they have some other really good spots out there that are craft cocktail, but they don't have like a thing that what we do. Like everybody just like does something that's good, but they don't do something that's fun.
Right.
2 totally different things.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was like, if anybody can be successful there, it's you. You're definitely like a game changer. And I told you this before, that even just based off of your social media alone, it's like you get it. You know, you're ahead of the curve. You want to be involved with your clientele, and you're fresh, you're fun, you do all these exciting things outside of like, okay, the food aside, obviously the food is great, but you just understand how to connect with people. And I think that's what makes you stand out, you know?
Well, people have watched for such a long time, you know, like not opening up my mouth for like 18 years when I was
right.
Kind of helped me out a little bit, I think.
It's always the silent ones that like pick up on the most,
okay.
You know?
But it'll be interesting to kind of see what happens and see the landscape of everything and see how much social has, whether like Instagram keeps being or TikTok or whatever. Like I have 12,000 followers on TikTok. I haven't even really even done it, and I'm just posting like little videos here and there.
See, you get it. You're like
crazy.
You're like so good with social media, which is huge when it comes to keeping a restaurant relevant. Sometimes.
Well, it's a new word of mouth.
Right, totally.
So it's a new word of mouth, and it's a new like.
And you don't have to put a lot of money into advertisement.
Not a lot. No.
You know what
Other
I'm saying?
than like the setup that we have here and those things.
Right.
You know, and the only thing that really costs anything, it doesn't cost anything, but the only real value is like being able to have a good product like what we do, being able to go and meet people like yourself that we go out and be able to have the interaction and go, oh, this guy's not full of shit, and then come down to the restaurant and go, oh, they really know what they're doing over there. And that's really the value that we have now. So now that's the reason why we're doing more things like this, to be able to go like, hey, there's more to us than just like lighting shit on fire and those things. And I say more than fuck. And get a better understanding for just who I am and also for who you are.
Yeah.
And,
I love it.
Yeah.
And I've never, obviously doing this for a while, I've never even had somebody. I normally reach out like, hey, can we sit down and talk? But the fact that I came here and then you're like, No, let's do a sit down. Let's get to know each other. Let me tell you about my food because you're so invested and you're sitting down and you're going through all the ingredients with me and taking the time. Like, that goes a long way. It means a lot to me, too.
Nobody's going to talk about, like, us other than us. Like, you know,
very true. It's very true.
Like, other than shit. That's really, like, somebody will, like, say something negative about you for sure. But it's very rare that somebody like goes out of the way to be like, say like, hey, you should really check these guys out or whatever too. I mean, it does happen, not to say, but like for the most part, it's not the case.
Right.
You know? So the negatives are usually louder than the positives. So
100%, yeah.
any way that you can kind of try to mitigate and manage that is better.
Right.
You know, and you have to have a face. You have to have somebody that's here, talking to everybody and going like, hey, like this is, you know, we're a part. We're human here. It's not just like the corporate machine of like Olive Garden. Even though I worked at Olive Garden, that's where I started. Or these big companies where there's no real face. Like I always say that they're mediocrely consistent. Where meaning that like I'm not going to have the worst meal. But I'm not gonna have the best meal. It's gonna be right there. I know what I'm getting. And everybody complains about how like expensive we are. They're more expensive than us. Like we just went to freaking Olive Garden the other day just to kind of
Olive
check
Garden
it out
is pretty expensive.
Yeah, and it was like I think we spent like $85 for 2 people.
Yeah.
Like no alcohol.
Dang.
Yeah, no alcohol at all.
Wow.
I mean, we kind of like.
You guys had like appetizers and desserts then.
Right. Yeah. I mean, kind of like. Oh, let's try some things because we can kind of see kind of like just flavor profiling of like what mass people like. So if they're doing these things and they're not going out of business, then you can kind of see like where the profiles are fitting right now because they do change a lot and they have. I'd rather use all their research and development to figure out like what kind of we can change. And
it's smart.
You know, but yeah, it's been a crazy time. It's been a crazy, 5 years now, and now we get to kind of figure out what we're going to do next with everything, and hopefully there's 5 to 10 of these, and the paper takes off, and these other things that we have going on, and and really just to try to have as much fun as possible.
I mean, that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
As much fun as possible on top of that. Enjoying your job.
And now we're lucky enough to we get to pick who the fuck we get to hang out with.
And I was about to say too, all of the employees that I've seen here, like everybody has like this really dope vibe.
Cool.
Which is good. When you go into a place, you want to feel like, oh, okay, I like this.
Well, yes, for sure. And
good customer service, of course.
Right, and it's
good
not
workers.
It's not being overly pretentious and saying different, like if somebody pronounces something wrong, we don't make fun of them or act like we know it all because like we had one experience. That's when we do like whiskey and wine, not wine, but we will later. But when we do whiskey tastings, like how many people have been to wine tasting? Oh, I have. Okay, well, throw that all the fuck out the door because they don't give a shit about you. Now we're gonna go and break this down and really talk about how to smell it, how to do these things for whiskeys and not wine. So don't bring your wine experience into my fucking whiskey.
I'm a whiskey drinker, so I have to come back for that. I love whiskeys.
What's your favorite whiskey?
Well, right now I'm really into Bullet and Woodford.
Okay.
Woodford is, I feel like it's my favorite. I used to only drink, don't shoot me, but Jack Daniels, that was my jam.
There's no right way or wrong way to drink.
But people make fun of Jack Daniels. They say it's bottom of the barrel type bowl. Kind of whiskey. But no, I really like Woodford right now is Woodford Reserve.
Woodford's good.
Which one's your favorite?
Woodford Reserve. My favorite?
Yeah.
As far as for whiskey? There's so much to whiskey, and then it's okay, well, what subcategory? So the ones that you were talking about were bourbons.
Oh, okay.
Typically, I'm not heavily vested into bourbons.
Oh.
They are good. They're just sometimes a little sweet.
Okay, maybe that's why I do like
them. So I like Isla, something from the. So I like Lagavulin. I like those things.
I don't think I've even heard of that.
You want to try a shot on camera real quick?
Yeah, let's do it. Wait, what is...
And also, too, this is for everybody out there. Even though I sell shots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I sell shots here. What we would do is, if we were to go out, right?
Yeah.
Say, I want to, 2... You've never had Lagavulin? This would be 2 Lagavulins, please.
Right.
Okay. Wrong. Right?
Okay.
So what we do is, 1, it's your first experience.
Right.
2, also, it's it's not super expensive, but it's expensive.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So now, and nobody fucking needs 2 ounces of alcohol in their body at one time, right? So
wait, what do you mean?
Not at one time. So
the
trick of being able to go out, enjoy yourself, and being respectful and everything too as well is I'll take 1 Lagavulin, 1 shot, and can you please split it into 2? Please do not hook me up. Pour it in there because also too the restaurant needs to survive off of this as well. So Like, just pour my thing, and I'll ask like, what's your shot pour? Is it 2 ounces or 1.5 ounces?
Wait, this is news to me because like anybody that's ever going to a bar, they like want 2 ounces or more. Right. And if you cheat them on the 2 ounces, it's like, wait a minute.
But they have this weird thing though. Like there's
that's fair.
You can put it into neutral. Like it's like going downhill.
Yeah, that's
right?
so true.
It's like you don't want to be pumping on the brakes. You don't want to gas it. Like you can coast, put it in neutral.
Yeah.
Have less, and just kind of like coast into the night. You have your little water, everything else. You're gonna wake up. You're still gonna have.
And you're fine. Yeah.
At my age, I still wake up going like, I'll never do that
Why
again.
did I do that? Yeah.
But so you got to get out of here.
I do.
Okay. So we'll do that. You want to do it on camera? Or off
you gotta
camera?
do it on camera.
Okay, so we'll do it on camera.
We'll close it out with the shot.
Charlie, I need 1 Lagavulin split into 2.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so, what kind of whiskey were you saying this?
So it's a Scotch whiskey.
Scotch
it's single
whiskey.
malt. It's from the region, the Islay region. So it's going to be super salty and briny and everything else too. But also, if you took like a 2 ounce pour of this to the dome.
Oh yeah, I don't
you're
like to
gonna
shoot
like,
my whiskey. I like to sip on it.
Right.
You know.
So for me, I have found that like taking like sips of it, it doesn't do anything for me. I'd rather just taste it, and then you get these. It's called nasal refraction. So you get it, and you get to taste what it like. It keeps continuing to change because everything is a chemical reaction, right? So
oh, interesting.
You never taste anything off of the first sip. It's usually like the second or third sip.
Okay, so I gotta take the whole thing.
Well, I mean, here we will.
Okay, but normally.
But when you do go out, don't judge anything off of the first one. The first one is like wetting of the palate, getting everything situated.
Got it.
The next one, okay. The third one, then you can start really diving into it, and then when you breathe out through your nose. And then you'll start getting way more flavors.
There's so much to learn.
Okay.
Smell
There's
it
also
first.
yeah. So smell it.
Oh wow.
So now when you smell it, put it down a little bit like this, and then open your mouth. No.
Well, I did taste some of it.
Put it to your nose.
Okay.
And then breathe in through your mouth. Smell it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it smells different, like because this is like a lot of alcohol.
Wow.
Right? It's a lot of alcohol. So it's not like wine. You don't swirl it because then it evaporates, and now you're just breathing in all the alcohol.
I'm learning so
much. You just leave it, right?
Okay.
Because if we were to leave this here for 30 minutes,
yes.
it'll taste different.
Wow.
Because it's evaporating out and it's concentrating. It'll taste sweeter, a little sweeter than normal.
You should learn all of this from.
Right? Well, I read a lot of books.
I'm like, geez.
So when we take it, there's a way to take a shot.
Okay.
Or my way to take a shot.
Okay, I'll take it the way you take it.
Okay, so normally the way that I would say to do it is you breathe in, breathe everything out, then you would cheers and not take another breath, and then take your shot. And then breathe out.
Oh wow! Sorry, that was over the top. But when I breathed out, I tasted the smokiness of it,
right? Which
was completely different from when I was downing it.
Right.
That's smoky. I like it.
It smokes, yeah. But if you get like 2 ounces of this, it's too incredible. And now you'll start getting that little warm kind of hug
it's going
on the
down.
inside.
It's starting to warm me up a little bit.
That little like Pepto-Bismol effect.
That was tasty. That's really nice.
It's really good. So it's Lagavulin 16.
Lagavulin.
This guy right here. All right.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's a really good single malt Scotch. It's from the Islay, the Islay,
nice
area.
and warm now. What a great way to end eating steak and burgers. Like finish it with a shot of whiskey.
Right. So we'll have to have you come down and we'll make some cocktails and do some other things too as well. Because I know you guys got to run. But thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Like this was like an incredible experience. The food was fantastic.
Very cool.
When we were on Access, we were talking, and it was just like good vibes. So I'm grateful that you had me back in the restaurant.
No, for sure. Now, would you like to let anybody know about where to follow or where to find you?
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me, Mark. I really appreciate it. And if you guys want to follow my foodie adventures, you could follow me at Jackie Iadonisi. That is really difficult, but that's my social media handle, Jackie, and then Iadonisi, IADONISI.
Right on. And we'll also have it down below somewhere. But remember, click, subscribe, say hi, do some comments.
All the things.
It was nice having you. Thank you again. I appreciate it. You guys have a good one.
Bye.
Peace out.